that we'll dive into. Wendy Williams updates us on her conservatorship case. Is Wendy okay? And D.L. Hughley only wants to mess with women of a certain age. We got all that and a whole lot more.
Plus, joining us tonight, she's a host, a comic, an author, a coach. The list goes on and on. But don't forget to call her doctor. It's the Dr. Kiana Dancy.
Hey. Hey, y'all funny. I'm excited to be
we
here.
do it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yo, thanks for pulling
Thanks
up.
for coming out.
I mean,
Welcome to Side Dish.
Hey.
Oh, I don't know if we got...
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Working through some technical issues here tonight, folks, if it comes up.
Yeah, but you know, to everybody that's joining us, you already know the vibes. Here at Side Dish, we're more than an appetizer when it comes to pop culture and fun. We are the whole meal. Shout out to everybody already loading up that chat and populating that thing. Miss Naughty 93, Trisha Collymore, Casual 246, and you know, you also are eyes and ears out there on the other side of the screen. So if you can hear the sound and everything's good, give us a thumbs up in the chat just so.
Amazing. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. We're getting our people loaded up. There they are. I got Kenny, Fred, Kathy, Marion. How you doing, guys?
I made it.
You made it.
Weather was bad. Street was awful. I made it. I'm dry. I'm wet in the right places.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Okay, so we here for the shenanigans.
We are.
I love that, yo. And if you ain't seen this one on a stage in a city near you, man, you missing out. But we'll get into that in a few. Right now, it's time for some Feed Me. And this video is proof that sometimes a few inches to the left can make or break you. Check this out. Whoa!
Oh, no!
So close.
That was dumb.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
At least he got up. His bounce back was good.
Up.
It's the tomorrow.
Yeah, yes, tomorrow's where he's gonna feel that. Sometimes you got the, you know, everything is flowing so hard, the adrenaline's pumping, your body jumps up, like you're fine.
Yeah.
And it also depends on how old you are. That man looked like he was well into his 40s. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna definitely feel it in the morning.
That was a good assessment just off of that, because like I was paying attention to the garb. They was wearing. That's like he looked real biblical.
No,
when he was out there running.
it's the gait. It's that knee.
Ah.
I'm telling you, because I got one of those knees saying my left knee say go, my right knee say no.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I understand.
He 40.
Damn.
I want to know what happened the 5 minutes leading up to this. Was he like, watch this, watch this? And they're like, no, don't do it, don't do it.
And no, they was like, do it.
Do it.
And they pressed him, and he could not say no.
Okay.
So that's the 40 in him. He had to prove, I still got it. And sir, no, you don't.
The triple dog dare. So like, all right, what drinks or drugs were involved in the decision that he made to go ahead and take that leap? And that sound you made, I feel like that is the sound he actually made.
That is the sound, but the drug he took is called testosterone. It's called foolery.
That'll make you do some stupid stuff.
Yes, indeed. Because the woman would be like, sir, now you know.
Yeah.
You cannot do that.
Yo, sometimes you need that wisdom to kick in, because there's been times where, like, you know, we used to do things that we used to do, like jump over things, whoop-de-whoop. Like, yo, like, you know, a fence, for example. Like, yo, I could run and jump that fence. It's nothing. Yeah, there's been some times I ran up to it, it's like, I don't know, man.
The videos of this, it's never women doing this stuff.
Because we don't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
We do not. We're concerned about a boob popping out or a wig coming off. Are you crazy?
I don't know, Kiana. Just 2 weeks ago, everybody was on that high school challenge. There's a lot of chicks walking around in wheelchairs now because they try to balance themselves on top of cans, on top of the little island in their kitchen, and just to find out that their knee warranty went out too.
Okay, she was drunk.
Yeah.
Okay, if she's New Orleans drunk, that's her pass.
Okay.
New Orleans drunk, you do all things, but any other day, she is sensible in her thinking. So trust me, she was New Orleans drunk.
New Orleans drunk.
It's a different type of drunk.
That hand grenade drunk.
There's levels
Oh,
to it.
yeah, that creep up
Hurricanes
on
and all the
hurricanes.
things. Yes.
Some call it slurricane.
Absolutely.
Did you get caught up in any of them challenges? Like, I remember, like, the milk crate challenge was a big thing at once.
No, sir, I know my limits.
As most people should.
I know my limits. I know them well.
There's some people who I feel like still haven't like gotten all their functions back.
My dog pushed me down the steps and I'm still recovering. You think I'm gonna set myself up on purpose? No, I'm good.
A dog took you out. Dang.
My dog, I had a 65-pound English bulldog.
That's a big dog.
Yeah, it's a big dog. Yeah.
He really did push you.
She.
Yeah.
Oh, she.
And she got hips.
How you got a hippie dog?
Because she fat. She got a hippie mama.
Yeah. All right. unfortunately, we got to switch gears, and guys, we don't like starting shows off like this, but we're going to take a moment to send some well wishes to our sister Tamar Braxton. Love Tamar, miss Tamar. She shared a post saying, "I struggled to write this, but everyone keeps calling me, and honestly, I can't even really talk anymore. I'm so weak. I almost died Sunday. I was found in a pool of blood from my friend with a face injury. As the days go by, the worse it is. I fractured my nose, lost some teeth and mobility. Though I look at life now as totally different, as my health is on the mend. My mental journey begins. Pray for real. I don't even know what happened to me." We don't know the full extent of what happened. We wish Tamar love, light, and healing. She was so much fun to work with, and so this just breaks my heart.
Wow, God bless her. Yeah.
Yeah.
She said that she was found by her friend's blood, or was her blood
It was
by
like
her
it was
friend?
her blood.
Her blood.
Ah, okay, that wasn't clear.
So, because
Yes.
I have some friends who have suffered seizures in the past, right? And sometimes you just completely, and I'm not saying for sure that that's what happened here, but it sounds like maybe that's what happened. Like sometimes you might have, a seizure, and like you don't know what you're gonna hit your head against, or like what's gonna happen. And sometimes it is key that someone finds you within a certain amount of time, because sometimes people like choke on their tongue and all this types of stuff.
Yeah,
so I'm glad
absolutely.
she was found when she was found. So this is us sending love, and hope all is well.
Absolutely, God bless her. Well, at this time, Wendy Williams was spotted out in NYC in the streets, y'all, and was asked about the news that recently broke about her mental competency. Resale, let me tell you this. Here's what they said she had to say.
Wendy, how are you tonight, and what brings you out?
Coming out to eat. It's dinner time.
And any reactions to your medical report that does hold up the dementia diagnosis?
No, and my attorneys are highly upset.
They are?
Yes, my attorneys are highly upset.
Okay, good.
Diamond, yeah.
And what about do you have anything you want to say to your conservator?
I want to say hi to my attorneys, Alan Diamond, all right, and Joe Tacopina.
Cool.
Those are my attorneys, and I will get out of guardianship.
I mean, many online commented that Wendy did seem together as she is in recent outings. But if you ask me, she doesn't. She doesn't seem herself, and she definitely looks like she needs help. So the conservatorship, is, in my opinion, is proper and right, but it is in jeopardy of being kept in place.
Yeah, I think so. It's such a tricky thing whenever we're like someone we know and we're very familiar with their mannerisms and the way they speak, and we see them, and you get just like brief glimpses.
Yeah.
You get real quick brief glimpses, and part of that is like as anyone who's had a family member who's gone through something like this is like that core bit of personality often remains, and you'll get that right at the jump. Whether it's someone who was a happy person, they're like, oh hey, good to see you. Well, yeah, come on in, and they might not remember who you are, but that's just the core of their being that nice person to you again.
Yeah.
And so her smiling there at the top of it is like, oh yeah, we're out for dinner. It's like, well, there's Wendy, and then we sort of lose it a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, someone did leak her medical records, and if you look at her, she does not, to me, look the same. So when her eyes are bugged, she looks like she's not always all the way there. So I'm not sure I can agree with.
Breaking some of that down, I think she does suffer from Graves' disease, and that's something that that came out well before the conservatorship kicked off, and that does sometimes cause the bulging eye thing. So to people who aren't used to seeing that, that's what that's about. And then, but the other things where you're saying like, I think the other times when we caught her at the peak of. When things are on the upswing, what do you call it? Sundowners?
Well, it's
the other
called
day?
sundowners.
Yeah.
It's like in the mornings and earlier in the days, they tend to be better. And then as we get closer to evening or dinner time, it starts to go away.
So do you think she should not be out alone or outside, period?
She definitely is going to need people who have her best interest in mind, whether it be her niece, other relatives, or other caregivers. Like, I think what she's under right now with these people that have been kind of keeping her kind of like locked up for a while, I don't think that's the best course of action, but she also needs people around her that will tell her no, that will not allow her to drink, that will not allow her to do things that can speed up this frontal temple aphasia thing she's dealing with.
I think it should be no, she cannot speak. Do not talk to the press, period. Because every time we see her speaking, we create this other narrative that she's not well. And so let her get healed or whatever treatment she needs so that we can stop making conclusions. Because it's not even a conclusion that we are assuming. We're looking at her and we see that she's not at her best.
Yeah.
It's tricky. The thing that I keep thinking about is who is sort of captaining this ship right now. And if I remember correctly, the conservatorship is not a member of her family, right? And that was something that I believe it was a niece, I think. This has been several months ago.
It was a niece.
Right? Was trying to get the conservatorship shifted over to the family, which to me seems like the smartest thing because it seems like the state might be in control of the conservatorship at this point in time. And the only reason what it will ultimately come down to is power of attorney. And so can she speak in public? Can she not speak in public? And so once someone is able to establish power of attorney, they can put themselves in a place where they kind of keep a lot of this from happening. But right now, the state probably isn't going to keep her from talking if she wants to go out and talk.
I mean, because I think the state also knows that, okay, yeah, let her talk. Because they know it doesn't help her case.
It doesn't help her case,
you know?
and it defends their decision to keep her locked up.
Yeah, I mean, I think she needs to be protected. I think that she needs to be guarded, but not under the regime that she's been under for the last year or two. You know what I mean?
And also, here's the other thing: is like I'm like it's so difficult just because like we remember how big of a personality is, how confident she is when he needs help and not a guardianship. Where it's like. Listen, there's a reason sometimes when celebrities, Bruce Willis, prime example, when celebrities know a certain thing is coming and they accept it and they say, you know what, I'm backing way out of the eye.
Yeah. But it seemed like it came so fast. It was like, boom, she was off. And we were like, what is happening to Wendy?
It depends if you knew what to look for. Because I think a lot of times the show that we watch to do every day, somewhat of a controlled environment.
Sure.
I've talked to her on the phone before. Interesting, to say the least. You know what I mean? And I just want the best for her. That's somebody I grew up looking up to. That's somebody who, put some wind in my sails at a time where I needed it. So, like, I only want the best for this woman.
I think overall, we only want the best for her. Yeah. And I'm hoping that she can get her niece closer, family closer, who really have her best interest in mind.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, yo, real quick, shifting gears, 62-year-old D.L. Hughley explains the type of woman he prefers while he was on Officer Vlad TV. And you young women need not apply because aunties and cougars, you're wanted in the chat. Take a look.
I've never understood the fascination with young girls. Like, I like old bras. If you got a period, I ain't with you, period.
Menopause only.
Right. Man,
Pause for the menopause.
Let me tell you something. I like stretch marks and hot flashes.
Come on.
That's the new thong to me.
Finally, an older man who likes older women. He want his women with no ovaries.
Right.
Hot flashes, baby stretch marks. Like, that's a smart man to me. A young woman comes with troubles. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she's all trouble. But if you're an older man and you pick up some young girl, she a good time. And you already know what she coming for. Your money. She don't want no granddaddy.
Well, do you identify as an older woman? Or do you...
I identify as a woman. It depends on how old you are. Like, if you're 90, I'm young. You understand? And now if you're a young YN, that's a different situation, sir. Yeah, I might be an old woman. But I like a good, mature man who got something going on. Like, I like a good DL.
Okay. Could we get a love connection?
No, sir. I don't like funny men.
Why not?
Funny men.
I'm funny. I don't want a man funny. It's only one person gonna tell jokes in this relationship, and it's me.
Okay, I have heard this before that relationships need one person who's very outgoing.
Yes.
And that the other person should not be as outgoing as that first person.
Okay, however you want to look at it, I just don't want to date my coworker or my counterpart or an industry person. Like, unless it's, Dave Chappelle is married. He got to be way up. But don't get me wrong, DL got a coin. So that might, wait a minute. Hey, DL.
He's been working hard for very long.
Maybe I changed my mind.
He wants a Sunday dinner with extra high cholesterol on the side.
Maybe.
I mean, the thing about DL, right? Like, he's such a smart guy.
He is.
And that is the best way to keep yourself out of those R. Kelly conversations by saying, yo, I don't want no young chick. You know what I mean?
So, how old is too old for you at Tanner?
Hilarious.
Well, hey, Christine, how old are you? I don't know. I'm about to be 44. I'm going to be 44 next month, and so I feel like my range, realistically, is like 5 or 6 years on both sides of 44. So that would run me up to 50.
44. Okay, I get it. I appreciate that. That mustache gives distinguished. So you can you can kind of do both sides. You really could.
Thank you, doctor.
I'm concerned if you go a little younger, it might look a little weird.
I have
mustache.
a hard cutoff these days. I don't even entertain conversations with women born after like the movie Drumline came out.
Drumline.
That's a good place
You know what
to
I'm
draw
saying?
the
That's
line.
like
that's
2002, 2000. Like
Oh,
if you were born after I got out of high school, I don't want a conversation. I don't want to.
I get it. I get it. So
need to talk
what's
to
too
you.
old for you though? Like what's really too old?
Well, what's the scenario? Because the scenarios could be different.
Okay. So if it's like a young, like a valedictorian, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's young, but she's real smart though.
Oh no. That's still a no.
Okay, cool.
That's still a no.
No, there's degrees. Like my thing is, if you're old, you have to be rich. If you're fat, you have to be rich. If you're ugly, you have to be rich.
Right.
Now it's degrees. Like
Yeah.
if I'm not attracted to you, like you understand what this. And if you're young, you know I got to be really attracted to you, and you still got to be rich.
How young is too young for you?
I would do 10 years young. Well, yeah, 10 years younger.
Bookmark it with a movie. Like if you came
I'm
out.
the worst. I'm the worst. I just saw Friday, like the second one, for real.
Really?
Do not judge me. And I get to keep my black card. I didn't have time to be watching movies. My mother made sure I was busy.
They'll take mine away before they take. There's mad movies I ain't seen. Like yo, for real.
Trisha said you're not trying to do 34. The girl I'm seeing right now is 35. So
okay.
There's that.
The people like you, Tanner.
Listen, I am what you don't know about me is I'm very open and honest with these people, and so they've been on a journey with me for a
But
while.
let me see what she said. She said black O is definitely better. What she say? Black O is different than other people's O. That's true.
This is true.
Because white people age like bananas. You open it and it's gone. I'm sorry.
That's what I say. That's a joke I made.
You ain't make that joke.
We
You
age
open it,
fast.
baby.
No, I
you
heard someone else say it.
age
Yeah.
fast, child. And I don't know what it is. White people don't use oils and
Yeah.
lotions, and
I
black
was
folks
trying
be
to tell them about
greasy.
cocoa butter.
What, you gotta get some grease, some oils.
I got some oils. Yeah, I got some cocoa butter. Yeah.
And some shade and some
But are
olive
you just
oil.
using it like to heal cuts quick, or are you using it as a daily moisturizer?
I don't listen. The cocoa butter thing, I keep it very separately for something like it's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's like
You
it's
can
solid
melt
room
it, sir.
I know.
So wait, what do you use it for?
Don't worry about it.
Ooh, okay. Listen, I ain't mad at you and I ain't judging.
I got other things.
Listen, we love a good tanner. I do too, y'all. But because I date white men. I do. And I like a tanner with a nice mustache.
Oh.
A distinguished gentleman. Okay.
Thank you.
Calm
Man, if it was
down.
2 weeks ago,
Thank
I'd have been like, yo, he's eligible. But
Yeah.
I missed out. Okay,
Yeah.
well. So I'm curious, what did you use in this hard cocoa for?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. It's shared. How about that?
I won't touch it. No. I do not put my finger in nobody's ointments.
Yeah. Well,
that's a good rule to live by.
Yeah, you don't know where it's been.
Yeah.
And this man has told us his cocoa is adventurous. I don't even want to know. You ain't
What
got
was
to
that
explain
last
it.
comment? Not Tanner Loki letting us know what?
off the market, I think.
Oh, okay.
I love Tanner. Unique. You do not have to worry. Tanner is okay by me.
Thank you.
But where's your daddy?
Where is he?
Daryl?
I'll date Daryl.
Daryl's married to Shelly.
It don't matter. White girl share.
Oh, wow.
I'm just playing.
Okay.
I'm just playing.
Kept coming in hot.
She better treat. We love it.
Okay, moving on. Speaking of white women, Jamie Lee Curtis has been doing press for Freakier Friday. Doesn't that sound like a lot of fun? Has been doing press for Freakier Friday. And let's just say that them things were thangin', and she has the internet chatting. Let's take a look here.
Hi, everybody.
Oh,
It's Jamie
what
Lee
the hell?
Curtis. Come see Freakier Friday. The same level of nostalgia and joy and laughter and happiness and tears and friendships are being enjoyed again now, 22 years later. You're going to join with a big group of people who are finding something really sweet at the end of the summer to remind them what it is to be alive. I'm just really privileged that I get to take you on the ride. And so, thank you.
Okay.
I feel like I knew, but I didn't know.
I don't even know what she was talking about.
But wait, let's be clear. Her boobs don't match her face, though. They look younger.
It's that whole Freaky Friday.
That's the freaky part.
Yeah, those boobs look younger.
No, but here's the thing. See, some of y'all sleep because if you saw Trading Places, you've seen that, right?
I have.
Tia and Tamara was on display in Trading Places.
Yeah, but she was bombed then too. She was younger. She was popping, all the things. But
So we do have to run to the comments because y'all got some shenanigans out here. One person said, "This is what Shannon Sharp should have been on." Yo! Another person said, "I seen why Michael Myers chased her old ass for decades." And then someone said, "It's refreshing to see someone age gracefully and maintain the same face they've always had. There's no need to compare her to anyone else. Let her be great." And then they went, boing.
but they knew what they was doing for real.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
yeah.
I want to see the movie now.
Now
All that
I'm
shoulder.
yeah.
Like, that's a whole lot.
Yeah.
I just didn't know all that was going on because in the other movies that she did most recently.
Hold up. Look, can we go
Waist
back to that?
snatch,
It's the waist
shoulder
snatch,
out,
elbows in.
Boobs,
Don't-
like, baby, she know what
that
she's
right there,
doing.
that pose, stop it.
That outfit does everything it's supposed to do. It's outfit team. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and she don't even have like long. They don't look long. They look full.
They look uplifted.
and happy.
kept. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. They don't look her age.
Yeah.
How old is she?
I'm scared to Google.
Old enough, I'll tell
I
you
mean,
that.
old enough, but the boobs look young.
D.L. Hughley would probably be like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe. 66?
wow.
66. Oh,
Yeah.
them boobs don't look 66 to
Low
me.
key, I was thinking older.
Yeah.
But,
Is that the oldest you're going?
This is officially the oldest I'm going, but have you ever seen photos of Helen Mirren on a good day?
Okay. What I'm saying is, from right here, it's a good time.
Yeah.
She's pretty, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, right here, you would never know that she
Right.
was 66.
I wouldn't know either.
Ooh, I wonder what okay, anyway.
Yeah. I think those are new, says AJ. Are they?
Are they?
I bet you those things produce Kahlua.
Sweet milk.
Yeah. See, alcoholic milk.
I love a good milk. Okay.
Outstanding.
Because, you know, when you get to a certain age, it's evaporated.
Jamie Lee Curtis
And
is still cool.
box milk.
You know what? You've never heard anything bad about Jamie Lee Curtis.
Because she stay out the way. She working on her boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she minding her business. with her
Smash
boobs.
Friday.
When you stay out the way and you be cool, God give you boobs in your 60s.
And, ooh, I wonder. Never mind.
Yeah.
Usually people have to have a baby like late to, like get that going.
No,
Wow.
that's not true. You all
Grant
wait.
says she got Dolly Parton puppies.
No, Dolly.
Wow.
Dolly Parton's puppies are bought.
Yeah.
They are paid for.
Oh, for sure.
Wait, really?
Yes. Are you crazy? Nobody's boobs sits up like this forever. And she's 1,000 years old.
I thought
She also talks about it.
I thought she got reductions because they were growing out of control.
Meaning
like
she
Godzilla.
got smaller implants.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why she had to work down the
Dolly got those G1
Bless
implants.
your heart. Okay, she's a senior citizen, but those yitties are newborns. You're right.
Yitties.
Exactly.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, I
Well,
love it.
listen, we gotta go to break. But after the break, the Dr. Kiana Dancy has a lot of things that she's into. So we're gonna get into some of her business and more after the break. Who else is a fake?
Oh,
A
my.
lot of people.
Welcome back. Kiana, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Now, I'm very honored to be up here with two doctors, Dr. Crack and the Dr. Kiana Dancy.
Yeah.
How did you get the honor of becoming a doctor?
Because I coached over 2,000 women on releasing their emotional baggage.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, I did the work. I was in the streets, helping these women become their best selves. Because you know they show up broken. You can't drag your baggage into the next relationship. You got to let it go.
What are your, if you had, because I would love to hear all about this. We have other celebrity shenanigans we're eventually going to get to. What would you say if you had 3 top tips for somebody who might be watching who's like, oh, how do I get rid of my emotional baggage?
First of all, recognize, release, and realign. You want to recognize that you have baggage, you want to release it, and you want to realign what brings you joy. That's it. It's very simple. But first of all, you got to acknowledge that you have a problem.
Yeah.
And many of us are walking around in denial. That's deep in it. Dr. Kiana Dancy.
Yeah.
Okay, don't play with me.
Absolutely.
Drop the cash app.
Come on. Cash app, K Dancy.
You're also an actress,
I am.
author, comedian, empowerment speaker, and all-around dope individual.
Thank you.
When did you realize that you had all these talents, and when did you decide to share it with the world?
You know, my mother kept me busy, very, very busy as a child. I was a ballerina, I was an actress, all the things. I was a catalog girl, catalog girl.
Oh.
I actually modeled for Sears.
Really? No way.
Yes, and JCPenney's, but my mother kept me busy. So when I got laid off from my job at Samsung Telecommunications, I was there to do stand-up, and I went to open mic, and they didn't throw apples or oranges, and I was like, I think I can make money at this. So I sold that opposed to anything else.
Listen, I can't stress that.
That did not go over your head. I love it.
Yeah, you are so great at what you do. Because I've been watching you tear stages down for years in front of some of the biggest names. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't pull out the not sharp cutlery when you got people like Dave Chappelle at a spot. They bring out Kiana.
It was a blessing. You know, I'll be honest with you. I never would have thought that my life would be here. You know what I mean? But I use laughter to heal me, and I encourage others to do the same. We went through a dark time during COVID. We were all broken and didn't know what to do. So I really put one foot in front of the other to make sure that I use laughter to heal myself and those around me.
And you even had a business during COVID. You had
I did.
Like a cell phone repair store.
I owned 2 CPR cell phone repair stores, which were the only 2 black stores. Okay, let me be honest. The only 2 stores owned by 2 black women in the whole business, the whole company. And they broke into my store.
Yeah, I'm so
sad. But anyway, we sold that store, thank you. And we moved on. So, you know, my gift has taken me so many places. This year I spoke at the University of Oxford.
Oh, very
I did on laugh therapy, on how laughter meets healing. So you never know where your gifts will take you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Thank you.
Mine brought me here to Atlanta.
Where are you from? Atlanta's been good to you, Tanner.
Atlanta has been great to me.
Yes,
I'm
Atlanta's
very happy.
been so good
We went
to
to
you.
Cheetahs a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they took me to, my talents took me to Cheetahs.
Cheetahs, not Magic City?
Yeah, no, not Magic
We're
City.
like working them in.
Working them in.
And Cheetahs is closer to Magic City than it's ever been. I ain't been to Cheetahs in years.
Yeah, Cheetahs has changed, honey. And
They changed their stripes.
And they got a little hood. They got some hood. They got some stripes and dots.
Oh,
man.
we went the day after the shoot.
Yeah, we were
Hey,
there
okay.
the day after somebody got shot.
wow.
Moving on, you're hosting Mosaic Masterpieces, which
I
is an
am.
artful auction and happy hour this Thursday, August 21st, to raise money for sexual abuse and violence. Where's this taking place? When is it, and why is it so important?
Well, it's taking place on the north side of Atlanta in Duluth, Georgia. It's important because people are daily being affected by sexual assault, and people don't like to talk about it. So we need money to make sure these men and women, girls and boys, have the money and to support for their mental health, their physical health. There's a lot that goes into it, and with the new administration, they are reducing the amount of money that is available for the young girls and men. And I say girls and boys because a lot of times people think it's just girls. It's not. And so we need the funds to help support. There's some amazing artists that are donating their art to this organization and this event, so I would love for you guys to support. To be honest, I'm a child molestation survivor, and I do all that I can to make sure that I can support any agency or any organization that's doing it to support the others.
Sure.
I mean, thank you for being fearless with your stories and using that to, encourage others to speak out and then also help others along the way too. That's great.
You know, real quickly, I'll say this. When I was sitting on Sister Circle as one of the hosts, I missed an opportunity to tell my story. And I didn't say anything because I was kind of, not embarrassed, but I was more so concerned how people would see my mother. And I came home and my mom was like, you missed an opportunity. And I said, what do you mean? She said, you should have said what happened to you, because that encouraged other people to say me too. You cut on the light, you'll realize that you're not the only one in the room. So every time I get the opportunity, I tell young women and men, speak up. Say, I need help, or this is happening to me. And, you know, learn how to laugh at it, because guess what? Whatever the enemy is dealing your way, it was meant to destroy you, but it didn't.
Made you stronger.
It made you stronger.
All right. So real quick, you're also hosting the 2nd annual Filmmakers Ball this Saturday on the 23rd. Tell us about that.
Bronze Liz, we're having a sneaker ball. Now, I told you I have one knee that says yes and the other one is saying no, so I definitely need to be in sneakers. I'm super excited because I'm not a sneaker girl, but I got some really cute sneakers.
Okay.
I wear heels everywhere I go. I have some pretty sneakers that I'm going to wear in my dress, and it's going to be fantastic. Bronze Liz, we're going to turn up.
It's
You
always
coming?
a vibe. I got something else going on that weekend, but I will try to poke my head in there if I can.
Thank you, Tanner.
When is it?
Bring that mustache.
That must
Saturday.
You are obviously so booked and busy. You got a lot of events coming up. There's also virtual laugh therapy on the 28th. Tell us about that.
Yes, there's absolutely no excuse for you not to be in the building. Laugh therapy is where laughter meets healing. We're going to have a good time. We're going to laugh. There's going to be funny people there. There's going to be mental health professionals. We confess, we talk, we high five, and do all the things. So it's a real cool vibe. Last time we had over 100 people online. You don't have to come off the camera. You could just listen. You could chime in or not. But either way, I need your support.
Wow. Well, and I'm sure you're about to tell us how to get there. How do people find all of these things?
KianaDancy.com. Go to KianaDancy.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook. I used to say Twitter, but no longer. So I'm off that app. But please follow me on all things social at Kiana Dancy, Kiana. Y'all can read Dancie.
We are doing that, man. Thank you so much for sharing all that with us, man.
I mean,
For
I
real.
appreciate you calling me. It's nice over here, honey. Y'all look like y'all got money.
Man. All right. Moving on.
Thank you. It's been nice.
Well,
Yeah.
you're holding together. The air came in. It's cool. Y'all brought water, had a Coke. Tanner got on a nice shirt, and you too. So.
It's almost like when people see the pyramids, like, you know, it's a cropped photo, right?
Yeah.
But when you pan out, a lot of people don't know there's a KFC, like, in view of the Great Pyramids.
Oh, yeah. You turn the camera around.
All I'm saying,
48
what
herbs
they
and
see
spices.
right here and what I've experienced, it looks like luxury.
Oh, well, thank you.
Slightly out of frame is a sleeping homeless person.
Yeah, we put out that good luck.
Yeah, because he work here.
Well, all right, man. This story right here is a lot, so hang on, man. There's a mom who has had enough of her mother-in-law's disrespect for her and her kids after her mother-in-law got 3 monkeys tatted on her arm to represent her grandkids. Now, the mom is venting online because her husband and his side of the family can't seem to understand her and why she's refusing to go to any more family functions unless the tattoo is covered. And yes, she's one of my cousins who married one of Tanner's cousins.
Oh,
so
no.
there's that. Check this out.
No.
When she first got that tattoo, I asked her to cover it up. And at first she told me no. And I said, cool. I just don't want to be around you. Didn't really say too much about it. The next day, she said, hey, I'll cover up around you. I'm so sorry. I was like, cool, I want to cover it up everywhere around me. Not just my home, everywhere. She said, cool. That's not what happened. When she ended up moving back home, I would be in other areas of town and of gathering, and I was trying to be civil for the kids, for my husband, trying my best to just deal and not, but nobody was taking it seriously enough. I would go to another family member's house and she would have it out. I would go to a little bar where it's like a very small town. So every day there's like a routine for somebody in the family to go somewhere and have a couple drinks. Sometimes I would go up there so the kids could see grandparents and stuff for like an hour. The thing would be out. I'd be staring at it. One day I was just having a bad day and we were at another family member's house and it was just out looking at me. I was already mad at my husband because I had to get 3 kids.
Yeah. And it's also been said that the mother is pregnant with her 4th child on the way. And I'm not sure if given the opportunity, if the grandmother would get a 4th tattoo. but one could only assume because of the first 3.
So I think it's unacceptable, first of all. She just needs to remove her and her kids out of their lives. But here's the other thing. I kind of like the idea that the grandmother did it. Let me tell you why. Now we know what we're dealing with.
Okay.
Because now you done took off your hood. We know who you are. You put on your baseball cap. I don't have to question it because there is no reason why you should think that's okay.
Right.
And if you think it's okay, that means that what you're basically not saying, but you're stating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially to endure that much pain, because like you
That was a
couldn't
big
really
tattoo.
It was very
A
detailed.
massive tattoo.
Yeah.
And I don't
Not
know
that
if
a
I could-
little one would be.
Any better
Right.
or whatever.
I don't think I could contain myself. It would be a mollywop.
See, like I'd be a little petty about it. Like I heard the mother-in-law is getting death threats, but listen, it's August right now. Winter's coming. You ice them damn steps. and you make that the entryway that the grandmother comes in and out of.
So what is the husband saying to the mother?
That's there. Now we're there. Like that's what I want to know.
There'll be some cold.
I want to know what he's like. What was that discussion? Did his mother say, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting this tattoo"? Like, what was the rollout? And what did he say through all?
He'll have some cold coconuts. You got coconut oil, cold coconut oil. He'll have cold coconuts. It would not. It would be you sleep over there and I'll sleep over here. Matter of fact, go sleep with your mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But AJ said she better than me because I'd be looking at him like, "What you gonna do?" And if he doesn't, then I'm out.
Yeah.
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 Like, do you have any tattoos?
No, I couldn't commit.
The level of detail that went into the tattoo that she did, to put that much energy in doing something that's like racially insensitive when you had every opportunity to back out of it. It's like, you know what? At one point you could have been like, you know what? Make that monkey George Burns or something else, right? But you decided to keep going and add additional monkeys and then do all the shading and all that stuff.
You know what's even crazier is let's assume that the mother is of age. So the mother had to be at least 50, right? Because I mean that lady looked like she was at least 30. I don't know. Even if she was 20. At the end of the day, you know the climate right now, that is not appropriate. So I feel like it was intentional. So
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was very intentional and she knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah, she didn't learn from H&M.
Child, I agree. Let the son manage his racist mother. Okay? Could not have the babies alone with that side of the family. Because you can't imagine. What are they saying to the children?
Oh yeah, probably just the most awful things. You know what I mean? But I think you hit it on the head. Sometimes you gotta let people show you who they are, just so you know. I'd rather have like in my face racism than like on the low racism.
We were talking about Jillian Michaels yesterday, I think, and about how like she got on that show and just thoroughly exposed herself. And this is the equivalent, except you went so far as to get it tattooed on your body. Because my thing is like it's like it's hard for me to imagine like, and I don't know. Oh, these are my grandkids. Okay, so. You want to think that this person has some love and maybe not just complete total racism, but who along the way you would think that you would take a pause and be like, wait, would this be bad if I did this? And then everyone you know with any kind of a heart was gonna be like, yeah, don't do that. That's not the thing to get.
She could have gotten 3 pictures of her grandkids tattooed.
Yeah.
Not 3 monkeys.
Right.
That is the right thing to do.
I don't even know why it took us that long to get there.
Yeah.
'Cause
Like,
that was
I mean,
low-key
like,
the answer
what-
the whole
3
time.
actual portraits.
What are we talking about here? Okay, so guys, you know the popular Labubu dolls that everyone is all in a craze about. Well, people on social media are claiming the dolls are evil and that Labubu is inspired by the real and terrifying ancient, and I don't even know what all that says.
Mesopotamian?
Y'all should have wrote that out right.
Mesopotamian entity Pazuzu.
Pazuzu.
Okay.
That was depicted in William Friedkin's 1973, The Exorcist. Now I don't mess with no monsters like that. Now that's a lot.
Now I've seen The Exorcist.
So on TikTok, the Maverick Approach page discussing Labubu. So here's the video.
It's like a fashion.
Where did this come from?
Oh, if you look it up, supposedly it's derived from a demonic doll.
Yes, that's the word around there. Right?
Is what I'm hearing. It derives from.
There's like one reel that I seen. This girl had it, and she woke up with scratches on her neck, and she claimed that it was from the Labubu.
And they've been pushing these like crazy. I'm like, why the fuck is everybody? Then my daughter was asked like, oh, she's 4. She's like, oh, Labubu. I'm like, that's when I looked into it. I looked into it. I said, okay, I might have to kill one of these.
Yeah, but think about it. Why do you think they have a dog? Because they don't want you. They want the kids.
You know, would you buy your child a Labubu?
It's too late.
See,
Oh,
you know,
did you?
Oh, bless your heart.
But you got boys. Which one of them wanted the Labubu?
That's the problem I had with it.
So, let me just ask: are you guys believers? Like, are you Christians?
No, I'm definitely believing God. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm only asking because I mean there is a plan to pull us away from faith. So I mean, if you know that represents the devil or something evil, of course they're gonna go for the innocent, the children.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Get them while they're young.
Get them while they're young. I'm not buying that for my child that I don't have.
Now, there you go. There you go. And if I had one, I want it.
I wouldn't. Right. Not even my dog gonna have it. Right.
It was such a slippery slope. I hosted a Labubu party a couple weeks ago, and then like my kids who hated it all the way up there was like, y'all want one too. The one with because they be having different types of clothes on.
Sure.
Right.
You can accessorize them, customize them.
Yeah.
It's peer pressure.
Their eyes do look evil. All right. Well, we got to take a quick break, but you know what? It's Tuesday, so when we come back in 2 minutes, we got Tubi Tuesday. We'll see you in 2.
Welcome back to Side Dish. Get off my lawn. Now, I'm not telling you to do that, but it's a Tubi original starring Taj Mowry and Melissa Joe Bailey. It's about a suburban couple who gets terrorized by an unhinged teen after he buys grandpa's home. Check this out.
Get off my lawn!
Welcome to your dream home.
I feel rich.
I feel rich too.
I'm Alec. You're the newest members of my family. His parents, they are the ones who sold you this fine home.
What? Oh my God!
Jackie and Jason. J and J.
To the house.
Oh, no.
Life is good, baby.
Jason? Alec is swimming in the pool.
What are you doing? Gramps always wanted me to have this place.
Who's your kid? It's Alec.
The neighborhood welcoming weirdo. What is that?
It's a bird.
This is turning into a nightmare.
He's a kid. He's harmless.
Our handprint stone. Where is it?
Dude, it's getting a little creepy.
That's a house rule.
But this ain't your house.
We are being terrorized. He left a dead rat right here.
That kid's a square.
He said Gramps is buried here.
Isn't that swell?
There's a dead body in our yard.
Hell no! Follow the rules or face the consequences!
Somebody's about to get hurt.
Oh, drop the weapon. No, I'm showing.
I'm getting a restraining order.
No, we stand our ground.
I want that.
I will kill you.
Jackie! We're just starting to have some real fun.
Get off my lawn. Tubi original.
Tubi
has really come up since we've started this show, and you're welcome.
Yeah, I was going to say the production value looks good.
We used to have Tubi trailers, and then we just make jokes about them and how bad they were, but now we're like, that looks fun.
We could watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell others that you watched it.
Yeah. And did.
Yeah.
And will. And will.
All right. Okay, we got a huge show. We got a lot of stuff to get to. So, in case you haven't heard, the Cambridge Dictionary has added over 6,200 new words to their Rolodex, which, by the way, is a word none of the kids know anymore. But here are some that have been added and what they mean. Okay, here we go. Skibbity, which is a word that can have different meanings, such as cool or bad, depending on how you use it, and can be used as with no real meaning, as like a joke. Then there's tradwife. Are you up on that one? Do you know tradwife?
No.
That's a woman who's participating in conventional gender roles in a marriage. So a traditional wife.
So I would be a trad wife.
You could be a trad wife.
Okay, I'll take
There we go. And then there's Delulu, which is the fun version of delusional. Because
clearly we've all been Delulu.
We got a lot of Delulu out there.
We do.
And
in the White House.
Evidently, they only add words that they think have staying power, and I'm like, Skibbity's going to be done. Skibbity 2026 is out.
I feel like before they finished typing the word skibbity, it was over.
It was
you
over.
know what I mean? Like, they wasted. Delulu, I feel like, can have a longer shelf life.
Yeah, because it's so close to delusional.
And we use it all the time.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Tradwife, maybe, because before today, when I got the explanation of what that was, I thought that was the wife of a person who was in triad. Like the wife of like an Asian gang member.
What?
Yeah, like, but apparently I was strong and wrong.
Like the
You
triad.
were very strong and wrong.
Very strong and wrong there.
Yeah.
So you learn something new every day.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Also, this is the only time every year that you'll hear a story about the Cambridge Dictionary. And they're like, what words do we have to pick to get people to talk about us?
And first of all, kids are not even going to dictionaries. They're going to ChatGPT and Google. Do they even still use Google?
Yeah, I imagine it's the leading, it's still beating Bing still.
Oh, Bing.
No,
or Ask
Bing
Jeeves.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Jeeves.
Yeah, Ask
Yes.
Jeeves.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Why do we need these words in there? Good point. Because when is the last time he's like, let me go look at an actual dictionary to go look something up?
Because in 10,000 years, they're going to want to know why we were so delulu.
Oh, no.
What was wrong with those people?
We got a lot of delulu. Okay, we got to take a quick break. But after the break, Klay Thompson tells us about the best meal he's ever tasted. Oh, could his lady Megan Thee Stallion be the chef? Find out after the break. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Victor H says, Delulu sounds like a store at the mall. And it really does. I would, yeah.
Like, where you get those, girl? I got you some Delulu.
Where's my Delulu coupon? All right, so Megan Thee Stallion's man, Klay Thompson, reveals the best thing he's ever tasted, and it was cooked by Meg. Let's have him break it down.
It is the best thing I've ever tasted. My favorite meal. Catfish, spaghetti, and Hawaiian rolls.
That is so bland.
Just goes down.
That is a ghetto meal.
Excuse me. Greatness.
And some wine. Come on now.
Oh, chill.
His stats are gonna go down this season.
Why?
It was good, man.
Because he out here eating different.
Yeah.
He's being loved on. Stop.
He sure is.
Didn't stand a chance.
That's how you do it, ladies.
I need to look up who is he.
Favorite
Thompson?
I know who he is, but I don't know who he's from.
Sure.
I need details.
He gonna be built like Tyson Fury.
Nah.
You keep feeding him like that.
I actually like them together.
I like them together.
It must be really good love.
Yeah.
And that catfish and spaghetti is a Midwest thing, so I'm surprised to see that she cooked that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's weird, like certain things that like you wouldn't think go together, kind of like complement each other, kind of bomb. It's been years since I had catfish and spaghetti, but like I don't hate it.
Or catfish and fried chicken. That's a Midwest thing.
Oh wait, just two proteins like that? Two meats? Catfish and chicken?
Catfish and spaghetti.
Oh.
You said chicken at first.
Did I?
And I was like, man,
Well,
how low do
anyway.
you want your vibrations
Well,
to be?
either way, I eat good, okay?
Yeah, I like both of them. Yeah.
Man, that man ain't dumb, of course. I'm so here for it. Klay and Megan works. Here's the thing. You want the opposite of what your last relationships were. And after Megan coming off a dating party, barring Tory Lanez, and then the person that she dated before that she fought at, I think, Six Flags. Klay seems to be the good, like a good shift in the right direction.
Yeah. So
Very not problematic.
Do you think they're gonna stay together?
I hope so. I hope for everybody.
I think so. I think for a while it would surprise me if this they're both a little too stable right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think she would be foolish if she left him. Like, ooh, they look good together. You see how she looks giddy when she's with him? She's smiling. It's good to see a woman of that stature blush.
Okay.
Yeah.
And seem like comfortable. Because a lot of times, people don't look comfortable with the people they with. It looks like Klay can protect her.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
that emotional security, emotional stability.
And he's intelligent with his emotions.
Yeah.
Right. He's managing them well.
He manages them well.
Yes, he does.
Emperor Billy said, we lost that one there, but he said the Klay's about to get thick. And also, here's my thing. I was looking at them plates. I was like, maybe we need bigger plates. So that catfish was lapping over.
I mean, they got money. They can buy big fish.
Right? That's what I
They can buy big fish.
Let's get them big plates, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, listen, we got to run the break, but when we come back in 2 minutes, are you okay with helping us racially profile some people?
We haven't talked to you about this.
You did not. Oh, I can do it. Come on.
Okay, let's go.
I done did everything else. Let's do it.
We coming back with everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it?
My goodness. Okay.
Welcome back. It's time for everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? Somebody did it. Find out the crime. Your cousin of mine.
Okay. So, Doctor, the Kiana Dancy. So we're gonna give you some hints, and then you're gonna have to figure out whose cousin committed that crime.
Okay.
Would that be my cousin?
Okay.
HK's cousin?
Technically our cousin.
Or
Okay.
a cousin not represented on the couch here with us tonight.
Quite possible.
Chopstick cousin.
Let's go.
Rodriguez.
Or dot on the head cousin.
Tech support cousin.
Boom.
Great.
Yes. Here we go. So let's paint the picture. You outside, you enjoying nature on a trail. When boom, shot with a paintball gun.
No.
Literally caught a stray.
This is my cousin. So a 20-year-old woman participating in some sort of free-for-all, unhinged scavenger hunt with paintball guns saw an innocent bystander, thought she was a participant, allegedly, and let the shots fly.
And get this, the whole thing was live streamed, and the paintball gun pusher shot the poor lady and painted the thigh red. And when other scavengers was like, yo, that wasn't a player, she's like, I don't give an F.
Oh, wow. He got arrested and hit with 2 Class A misdemeanors, assault and bodily injury and deadly conduct, and could face a 7-year bid.
For paintball?
Those things hurt.
They do hurt, but it's just a bruise. Yeah, it's just a bruise. Evidently, they were 29 years old. This is a 29-year-old woman. Tanner's cousin. Yeah, the votes are coming in, flying off the shelf. America, this is your chance to vote.
You know, they act like we don't paintball too. Whose cousin is this?
I think because the way that they responded, what the F, that's a very black way to respond. So
Fair enough.
Oh.
So you're gonna assume
I'm gonna say it's your cousin because it ain't mine.
You think the what the F?
What the F is kind of a very, they said it with their chest.
Are you talking about the person who was doing the shooting?
Yeah. Was that the person that said what the F?
That person said, I don't give an F. That person said, I don't give an F.
Yeah, the person said that they don't give an F that person wasn't a player. It's like anybody can get this paint.
Yeah, if anybody's saying it's definitely your cousin.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, your cousin out here in these streets acting up.
Do your cousins play paintball
We
at
have.
29?
We do.
Well, here's the thing. In Atlanta, when I play, it's almost,
Yeah.
just because of just the makeup of the city.
But they're saying, it's your cousin. They said like light bright white Tannerville. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
light bright white. Yeah.
I say it's your cousin. Just the response. But okay, let's go. Let's see who is it.
When I played in Texas, I was the chocolate chip in the cookie.
Really?
When I played out here, it was like,
Man, what if I played some paintball out here? That would be, man. We
people would want to automatically be on your team because they would feel like you have some sort of advantage. It's like if I showed up to a basketball court at a
Right, for sure.
I picked first.
I want to see who is it.
I still think this is probably my cousin. I don't think this is other.
No, it's not other.
Yeah,
it's either
I've
or.
never seen them outside.
Yeah, this is kind of a binary.
They said that was my cousin, AK.
Others more like
HK
laser
and Doc
tag.
Bell.
Yeah, laser tag. Or if we were in Southern California, we got a strong other representation.
Who?
That too,
a taco?
Yeah.
Oh.
Up in paint.
Did I say that?
What'd you say?
You did.
I said taco.
You
See,
said
this is a bad time for me. I can't be okay anyway. So who was it? I
All
want
right,
to know.
so
Feel the
as
bug
we
shot.
always do at this time.
Oh, wait, hold on. Just saying. Justin Harris says the game was from Tanner's cousin. The shooter was HK's cousin. That's interesting. But
I like it.
yeah,
I'm with it.
ready to do it?
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is probably his first time getting out there. And he's
Maybe.
like, I'm gonna see whoever's
he wasn't really
outside.
sure. Right.
This is first time. Yeah.
All right, well, 3, 2, 1.
Move that van.
My cousin.
Surprise.
I told you.
Let's go.
Zena the Witch. That sounds like an OnlyFans handle.
She looked like the cousin of the person who was complaining that her mother-in-law got the tattoo.
And she ready to kill everybody.
Yeah,
She mad at the world.
Zena the Witch. Is she a live
I don't
streamer?
give a. It's that hoe, and then when she did it, she did this. Anybody can get this paint.
Yeah.
That's what she. Anybody can get this paint. You hear me? Okay, well, I'm cool with it.
Definitely wasn't expecting her to be cutish.
I know.
She was a cute little
Well,
shooter.
she'd already been probably shot a couple times, so the
And mad.
adrenaline's flowing, and she's just
Yeah, man, I remember the first time I went to go play baseball, I treated it like I was in Nam. Like hiding in the trees, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like I'm not
Oh, it
moving.
does kind of make you feel hard. Like
hurts.
you can do a lot of things, but I don't like the mess. I don't want to get all messy like that.
Fair enough. Well, yo, Kiana, it has been so great having you on. If
We
people
only
want
gonna
to
choose
chop in,
one?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't have a ton of time left. Where can people find you online?
At Kiana Dancy, KianaDancie, or KianaDancy.com. The Dr. Kiana Dancy. You better be in a lower third.
Yeah, man. we're like one doctor away from being the doctors.
Right.
Oh, now I got some pressure.
Yeah, we got
I'm more like I've become the dentist doctor. You know what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
Like doctor.
You do have good teeth, though.
Thirst trap doctor. Thirst
Dr.
trap
Thirst
research.
Trap. Yeah, Dr. Feelgood. Dr. Stash.
Dr. Coconut.
Dr. Coconut.
Well, shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all keeping us energy alive. And also don't forget to follow the Dr. Kiana Dancy on social media as well. Tap into that energy and we'll see you next lab.
Bye.
Mariah Carey doesn't know Katy Perry did this thing, but is she shading Katy? You be the judge. And Eddie Murphy's probably made history achieving this accolade from the Razzies, and we'll tell you what that is.
And was Keke Palmer trying to get with this dead celebrity when she asked Marlon Wayans this question? We have that and a whole lot more.
Welcome to Side Dish. Back in our happy place, man. Here inside this, we're more than an appetizer when it comes to pop culture and fun. We are the whole meal. How does this new day find you, my friend?
Oh, you know what? I'm glad to be in our basement in the sky here again, back on set, hanging out with you. Ready to get into it. See what the good goss is today.
Most diving.
Yeah. We're going to start off with a little bit of Feed Me. Evidently, we aren't sure. We're genuinely not sure where this roller coaster